Hello and welcome to Creating with Shannon. I am Shannon and I'm with Pick and Boots Vintage in sunny Southwest Florida. But I have this Creating with Shannon page because I like to create, I want to have fun, and I want to kind of keep the crafty stuff from the furniture and the shop stuff. So this is where I come and I have fun and I get to share with you guys some fun projects. And Paige, no, you're not too early. You are good. You're right on time. All right, so today we're going to have some fun. Now, we're going to be doing the paint inlay. I'm very familiar with paint inlays. I've been using the paint inlays ever since the IOD company came out with them. I love them. There is one thing we're going to do today two things I'm going to do today that I'm not very comfortable with. We're going to do it anyway because you know what? We're going to learn together. And I just want to show you that it's okay to try something, and even if you don't know how to do it, just try it. I was going to watch a YouTube video and cheat before this and just make sure I was doing it right, but we're going to wing it. I've seen it like done, but I haven't actually did it, so we're going to do it. But real quick, let me just show you. So this is the one we are going to be talking about today. This is the, it's called Vita Flora. This is in collaboration with Debi Beard. And, whoopsies, wrong button. And it comes with all of these pages. Look at these. If you like bright colors, this is definitely the paint inlay for you because they're all different sizes. So you can cut them down. You can just use a butterfly. You can just use some of the banner. You can use the bird. What we're going to do today, let me show you. I've already got part of the process started. I'm going to show you this real quick, and then I'm going to show you a video on how I got this on here. Okay, so this is just a board, regular old wood board, and then what I did was I put the inlay on here. I'm going to show you first how I put it on, then how to remove it, then we're going to have some fun with it, and then we're going to, if there's time, we're going to seal it. If not, I will definitely tell you how to seal it because there is a little learning curve when it comes to sealing the transfer. So I definitely want to cover that with you guys because it is, it could make or break your project. And these paint inlays are not cheap, so we want to make sure that you know how to use them. Now, also, this one came out last week. Oh, Paige, you're so sweet. This one came out last week, and then just a couple days ago, Annie Sloan released hers, and hers is totally different. Let me split my screen. Let's see. This one is totally different than the Debi Beard one. I mean, this one is, you know, it's Greek, it's classical, yet whimsical, and look at all the different pieces you can use. And there's some examples on here. We're not going to really talk about this one today. We're going to do this another day because I'm going to be doing, hopefully, an online class with this one. I've got some great ideas. I just have to figure out the logistics. All right. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a short video of how I put this on. And while it's playing, I'm going to just talk over it. So here we go. All right. So I gave my board a cover. One layer of paint. I allowed it to dry. Now I'm putting on my second layer of chalk paint. I'm using, this is the Dixie Belle Cotton. I love the Dixie Belle paint. Of course, I love a lot of the paints, but this one I had at home. I love the color. It's perfect. These paint inlays are so bright that I think it really pops off of the white. A lot of people have been using them with lots of colors and stuff in the background. I prefer the white because there's way too much for me going on with the inlay because it is very, very bright. Paige, this is by Iron Orchid Design. It was in collaboration with Debi Beard. She's the owner of DIY Paint, if you're familiar with that paint. All right, so I'm putting my second coat of paint on, and now I'm going back and forth. I'm making sure that I have a nice, even, thick coat of paint on here. When I say thick, I don't mean like a glop. What I mean is like equivalent to like 2 layers of paint wet at the same time. If you don't have enough paint, you won't get a good crisp transfer of the image. If you put too much, you could get a lot of wrinkles. So you have to be kind of careful. That's why I always recommend to play with it first. Now, what a paint inlay is it actually has paint on this transfer sheet. It's just a piece of paper, and they've taken a paint design and put it on the paper. So what we're doing is we're taking it off that paper, and it's transforming and it's going to stick into our paint. So we're moving the paint from the sheet to our paint. Okay, so I put my nice even layer of paint on, put my inlay in the wet paint. I gave it a nice once over with my fingers just to make sure it was in there. Now what I did was, this is what I really love, and I got this from Decoupage. Decoupage, we always use cellophane to smooth out wrinkles and everything. So I'm like, let me try it on the paint inlay. And you know what? It works. It works better than the brayer. It works better than anything. So I used the cellophane, just saran wrap, bunched it up, and now I'm just spreading it out. And this really helps get rid of the wrinkles without tearing your project. So I cellophaned it, spritzed it with water because you want to make sure that you're releasing the paint a little bit into that paint inlay. Then I went back with the cellophane and then I let it dry. And so now it looks like this. What we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to get the paper off, because the paper, it's on there. It's stuck to the paint. It's not going anywhere. But it has to go somewhere. We don't want these grid lines on here, do we? We don't, because it doesn't make it look pretty. So what we need to do is we're going to get our spritzer out, and we're going to spray the paper. You don't want too much water, but you want to make sure you get enough water that soaks into the paper, releasing the design from the paper. And you'll notice once I spray, the design pops again. So you can see that where the water is. Now, okay, I had my cellophane. Let's see, did I throw it away? Well, I was going to use my cellophane because you can still do it again. I'll just use a paper towel. What I'm doing is I just want to absorb the extra water that's around. Now, sometimes I get a little bit impatient and I try to pull the paper off, but you don't want to pull it off too early. You want to make sure you give that water a second to soak into the paper so it will release and release from the paint. Sometimes when I try to pull it too early, what happens is the paint will keep some of the paper on, and you're pulling like half the paper off, and it will leave like a square mark. So we don't want to do that. So while that is drying, let me just make sure. It looks like I may have missed. No, I got. While this is soaking in for a second, I'm going to show you what we're going to be doing on here real quick. Look at this. This is one of the things I was talking about that I'm not really good at. I've seen it done. I've never really paid attention to how they do it. I've just seen them do it. So we're going to play with this, and I'll show you. I use 2 Pentart products to make these. We're going to do that in a minute. And we're also I have this one here. This one we're going to play with also. This one is one that it's not sealed. I did the exact same thing I did here. I just want to have this ready so we can go ahead and play, because what we're going to do is we're going to turn this into our own adaptation or our own piece of art. So stick around for that. Just a second. Let's take this paper off. Okay, so what you need to do is find a corner that's easily that you can get up. Okay, and so I'm going to start pulling it back, and there's no rush for this paper to be pulled off. I'm just going to go nice and even. And then you're going to see the design is left on the board. Oops. There's a little piece of paper here of the backing, and that was just because I didn't get it wet. I can go back and pull that off in a second. Now, I'm not pulling up, I'm pulling back. And I'm going really slow. What do you think of that? Isn't that just gorgeous? Now, keep in mind, these paint inlays are not meant to be perfect. They're meant to look like art. So every time you do it, you're going to get pretty much a different result. You can see here on mine that right here, some of the paint inlay didn't transfer to the paint, and that's okay. Down here, I got a really good impression. You just have to be, you just have to accept the fact that before you get started, you may have wrinkles, you may have little missing spots, but that's what adds to the charm of a paint inlay. Now look at this. Okay, almost off. Isn't that just absolutely gorgeous? Hey, Kathy. Yeah, aren't these colors are just so vibrant? I'm gonna what you do with this here, if you lay it down flat and allow it to dry, you can get another impression out of it. Of course, it won't be as bright as it won't be as bright as this first one, but you'll still get another impression. But isn't that just gorgeous? And I'm not really, like, folk art and that kind of stuff is really not something that is my style, but it's amazing and it's bright, and I know a lot of people out there love it. I'm working on something right now at the shop with this inlay. It's amazing. It's big. I'm not done with it yet, but once I get it done, I'll have to share it on this page because I'm actually doing it on my Pick and Boots page because it's big furniture and it's at the shop. Rachel, that's the coolest thing. It never gets old watching it. I love it. Paige, you're too sweet. I love you, Paige. You're so sweet, so sweet. Okay, so for the time being, what we're going to do really quick is we're going to stick this to the side and let it dry, and we're going to play with this one. When I say play, watch what we're going to do. Let me just stick this down here. And I'm going to zoom in just so you can really see what's going on. All right, that's pretty good. Paige, I've been doing inlays for a very long time, so I'm really good at them. I love them. But this one makes it super easy because it's super bright. All right. So when I was at the IOD conference, I think it was April, Annie Sloan was there, and she was playing with a paint inlay. I don't remember which one it was, but it was the most amazing thing. It was just really cool. What she did was she took a paint inlay, and then she just took some water and reactivated the paint because the paint is not sealed yet. It's still wet. It could still become active. So I'm just going to smear a little bit around. Can you see the green? It's very light. But I'm just going to see that? So you can shade. You can bring the paint around. Like if you don't like that stark white, you can just use a little bit of water and drag some of those colors down. Isn't that super? I love it. Oh my gosh. People tease me at how excited I get at such little things, but I just love it. So I'm not using too much water, but I'm just pulling a little of the colors out. So imagine doing that with one of these birds. Look at with all those colors. I just chose a little flower because actually I've never done this. I've seen it done. I've seen the sisters do it, and I've seen Annie Sloan do it. And I'm like, well, if they can do it, I can do it. The only difference is, like, some people ask me, like, you're so brave. I'm like, we just have to try it. Because you know what? If it doesn't work out, guess what? I either paint over it or I throw it away. All right, so I'm going to pull a little bit of this darker green. Let's see if I can mix it in down here. So it's kind of like watercoloring, actually. It's really fun. And I could see, oh gosh, I just got a great idea. Crackle underneath the paint and then pulling the colors out. Ooh, I'm going to have to try it. All right. Now I want to go into these. I want to go into the pink and the purple up here. Let's have some fun. I'm not really sure why I would smear a flower, except for I just want to kind of give it like a little shadow around it. So I'm going to just touch the outsides just a bit. And this allows every artist to have their own take on a paint inlay. So yeah, it's all the same design, but once you get a hold of it, you can do whatever it is you want. You can manipulate it, change it. The project I'm working at the shop, I cut it all up into different pieces and put some here, put some there. I didn't use it the way it was designed on the canvases, the transfer sheets. Okay, so look. Let's see. I get terrified. I'll ruin a project, then don't try it because of fear. Got to get past that. Absolutely get past that. You know what? I've been doing this for a very long time, and there's always a doubt in the back of my mind, like, oh my gosh, do not ruin this. Yeah, but you know what? If I listened to that all the time, like, don't do it, I would never do anything. And you know, life is just too short. You've got to just try it. Because look, I didn't do much, but it just adds, it looks more like it was hand painted rather than just a transfer. Let me just show you the difference. Let me get my board again. So that's really close up, but so this is nice and crisp. This is without blending it with a little bit of water. And then here's blending with a little water. So you can do whatever you want. I really like that. Actually, I am, wow. I didn't really think that I would like it that much, but I really, really like it. And you know what? I can always go back with a little bit of acrylic paint, and just paint or chalk paint and paint a different color into the leaves. I could add a different color into the flower. If I wanted to add something right here. Actually, let me see what this looks like. I'm going to smear a little bit of the yellow. Oh, do the melange. That one is the best transfer. That one or the Christmas one from last year is the best one to practice with. So I'm just going to smear a little bit of this orange and yellow around. There, now it looks like it looks more authentic, more hand painted. What do you think? I am quite pleased. Oops, okay. So I need to zoom back out on this one so you can see what we're doing. Oops, that's closer. I don't want to go closer. That would make a beautiful greeting card. Oh my gosh. You just have to make sure that you seal it. And we're going to seal this one after it dries because we're going to be working on the big one while this one's drying. And if I have to, I'll use my heat gun. But I just can't tell you how over the moon I am at this one. This would be so cute. Like you could put Happy Mother's Day up on the top or get well soon, Very cool. All right. Now we're going to have the second part of the fun. Let me get me back on here. Maybe. So what we're going to do is we're going to make some 3D flowers. Whether we put it on here or maybe down here on top of another flower, we're just going to go for it. These are ones that I did. Like I said, these are not perfect. I don't know how to do these, but thank you, Rachel. Thank you. I appreciate that. You know what? Like I said, you just have to go for it. Eventually, I will watch a tutorial on how to do it. I don't think I did too bad for my first time. I know that when they do it, they use these little palette knives in all different sizes and stuff. So I've got them already. Let me show you what I used because these are some very vibrant colors and I needed to get the vibrant colors. So I used these products, and I do sell them in my store online, and I don't know if they're on there. I do have them. If you're interested, always reach out to me. I'll be happy to send them to you. If not, it's not a big deal. I just want to let you know that I do have them. So one is a modeling paste, and then one is a fiber paste. What the difference is the modeling paste is smooth. The fiber paste has little fibers in it, so it makes it look a little bit more with like fibers and more. Let me see if I get this one has fiber paste. See, it has very like little. It has more texture to it. This one is the modeling paste, so you can see it's more smooth. So you can decide which one you want to do. I like to mix them, you know, put a little bit of modeling paste and a little bit of fiber paste to mix the flowers, because not all flowers, of course, are the same. So I'm going to show you how I did that real quick. I use both. Oh, actually, I'm going to have to zoom out a little bit more because I want to show you my screen or my work area. Ooh, it's a little messy. But I tell you what, this, like I told you last week, this glass that I work on is probably the best purchase that I have made for making stuff, because it's super easy cleanup. I just take my little razor blade and scratch it right off. All right, let's see, I'm a little crooked here. Let's go back. There we go. All right, so I took my modeling and fiber paste, and then I'm going to use these colors. Aren't these beautiful? They're bright, they're vibrant. I wish I would have got the blue too. I'm sure there's a blue one, I just didn't order it. I tend to order a lot, and sometimes I forget what I got. But I can go back, I get it pretty quick. These are called pigment powders. So this is fluorescent orange, fluorescent yellow, and of course fluorescent pink. And these are all in this inlay. I wish I had the green and the blue, but I'll have to add that to my next order because that would be fun to do. So all you do is you simply take one of your palette knives. I'm just going to take this one. And that over there. So this is what modeling paste looks like. Let me bring it up here to the camera. See, it's just, look at that. It's like a cream. And I'm just going to take and put some right here. And because there was a little pink in there because I was playing with it earlier, I'm going to go ahead and use the pink pigment. And I'm just going to put it on here. Is that in the camera? Let me make sure. Let me just go. Ooh, there we go. And I'm just going to pour a little on. Ooh, and close it up. Francesca, I knew you would love those. I knew it. You're going to love these. And I do only have a set for me because I wanted to test them out before. But I am going to be ordering for the shop because they are amazing. Okay, so what you do is you just simply mix it up. And you could do this with pigment, mica powder also. But I didn't have fluorescent mica powder. I had the pigment. And there is a difference between pigment and mica powder. Mica powder is from all natural ingredients, and the pigment powder is synthetic, not real. Okay, so there is the pink. Isn't that pretty? Kind of looks like bubblegum. It's a little bit brighter in here, and I'm sure probably if I mixed more pigment in there, it could probably be darker, but I'm satisfied with this color. If I wanted it to be a little streaky, like uneven with the colors with the pink, I could put some more on top and not mix it as well, so that way there'd be some streaks of the, is it similar to Alien? I don't know if that means snow paste. No, it's different. It's like snow paste, but no, snow paste is thicker and it's got a different texture. I love snow paste though, and I just ordered a ton of it to sell because Christmas is coming and we always sell out, but I have a ton. So if you want some, that is definitely on my website. All right, so now I need to decide where I'm going to put my flowers. I think I'm going to put one, I'm going to make this one 3D. So let's try, like I said, I don't really know what I'm doing with these. I'm going to either take a class or I'm just going to watch somebody on YouTube, something that's really good. And I'm going to learn how to do this because this intrigues me. Wish me luck. Normally, I don't like to do new things on a live. I always practice everything. Well, I did practice. Obviously, practice doesn't make perfect, but yay. Hey, Brenda. Look at the paint inlay. Isn't this awesome? All right. So maybe I should start with a smaller one. These palette knives, they come in all different sizes, and I'm sure they're for different flower shapes or whatever, but like I said, I'm new to this, so we're just going to go for it. So I'm just going to... I don't want to cover all of the beauty of this inlay, so I'm only going to do like the top parts. Feels like I need a little bit more right there. Yeah, yes, I'm changing the look, but I'm putting my own spin on it. So let me get that really close. Can you see that? Well, so what I'm doing is I'm just taking this paint inlay, putting my own spin on it, and making it 3D. All right, let's take it up this way. So I got that flower done. Now, I always try to balance. I don't want to have just pink here, so I want to use some over here. I can put a flower up here. I can work on here because this one is kind of, for me, it's really round. Yes, yes. And Brenda, you missed, I don't know if you saw this part, but this is we took the paint inlay. It's kind of hard to see, but we used water and we manipulated it to give it some shadows and make it look like real watercolor art. But all right, so let's go and let's do, I'm just going to put like some wings on this one. Oh, when I finished the skeleton from last week, it is so cute. I did record it. I just have to upload it to YouTube. And it's in the other room where I would show you. It's super cute. Oh, you know what? I'll pull it up on my camera with a picture. Boop, boop. So I'm going to add a few different layers of flowers. Yeah. Oh, my cuckoo clock. I was at a estate sale over the weekend, and I found a working mantle clock, and it even had the key. So, of course, I had to buy it. And my husband's like, what is that? Especially in the middle of the night when it's waking us up, we hear it. Okay, so look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Just another layer. Like, you guys can't really see because of it's 2D, because it's on print, or I mean on video. Whoopsies. But I'll take photos, and hopefully I'll be able to capture that 3D. All right, so now we're going to use a different color. Let's use, I'm just trying to clean this up just a scotch. I think I went a little crazy. I made a little too much pink. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the fiber paste. Let me see if you can see it like this. If you can see the difference. Let me get right here. So this one here has a little bit more texture in it. And then this one, the modeling paste, is a little bit smoother. They both work great. But we're going to use the fiber paste. And we're going to mix some, let's do some bright orange. And this is, the fiber paste is a little bit thicker because of the fibers. I'm going to go ahead and just close those up real quick because I don't want them to dry out. And like I said, we're going to use this orange. Look at this. I did. I replied back to you, Paige. Yes, I'm going to put some on my website. I'll let you guys know when I put them on there. I'll be happy to cast some of those skeletons, the bones and the skulls. Okay, so I'm just going to put some as orange. You see them on the screen? Yeah, look at this. It's just such a bright, well, it's fluorescent. Really pretty. And we're going to mix it. Yeah, so the fiber paste is a lot thicker, but it still mashes and mushes together very well. Look at that. So like when I'm hitting this, I'm getting, look at this. I'm getting fibers coming up. I wish I could show you better, but. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to put some on these flowers. And maybe I'm just going to whoop. I'm feeling like I'm getting a little bit more confident. Oops, let me see. I'm going to go and do another layer here. May as well use up what I made. Ta-da! Woo! I like it. Again, not perfect, but it's art, and it doesn't have to be perfect because art is not perfect. Art is interpretive. It's whatever you want it to be. All right, let's do. I'm going to leave his feet alone. I'm going to add a little bit down here. I think maybe. Nah. You know what? I'm going to leave the rest of these flowers alone. Let's go ahead and let's create our own little flower, and let's do it right here. I feel like maybe I should mix up just a little yellow. Just a little. I'm going to use the modeling paste for this one. I'm going to get a different... Again, that's another good thing about this little mat, this glass mat. You can mix your colors, your paints right on it. I'm sorry, I'm off the screen. I'll get rid of me. And then when you're done, you can clean it up, and you don't have to worry. The cleanup is the easiest part of this with this glass. All right, I'm making a little bit of a mess. The modeling paste is definitely thinner. It's still thick, but it's not as thick as the fiber paste. Okay, so now we have all of our colors made. Let's play with, I want to use this round one. And I'm going to try that. This is the one that I always see them making the flowers. Let's give it a go. One petal, two petal, three petal. One of my puppies is down here, and he must be dreaming because he's making an awful lot of noises. I think the trick to this is not to go back over it like I just did. That's okay. So there is the flower. And what's happening is where I'm meeting in the middle, I'm lifting a little bit, which is giving it more of a 3D ray. So it's like the middle of a flower where the, like what's the middle of the flower called? I used to know because I took it in elementary school. But the middle of the flower, we can go back with that. We can paint it. We can use a Sharpie marker. We can do whatever we want with that. We're going to leave that one for now. Let's add a yellow one. This one actually doesn't match as well with this yellow, but we're still going to use it. And we're going to do a smaller flower here. Let me see. I'm going to pull it out this way. Yeah. My flower skills, they could be better. That I'm definitely going to work on because this is fun, but one little section more. There we go. Maybe one more. I'm pretty sure I could play with these all day long until I got it. There we go. So there's a yellow one. And finally we're going to do, do I have any left? Yeah, I got a little bit left. We're just going to do a little. Boop. Have any of you out there ever used this to create flowers? Whoops. 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 I'm sure there's a better way to do this, but we're gonna. The project I'm working at the shop is going to have beautiful flowers like this, so I really need to get my skills ready. So when I do it on my project there, they're perfect. I'm almost ready for them too, so I better watch that video. Okay, so let me show you up close my flowers. Not perfect. I do like these ones way better because I just kind of enhanced whatever flowers are already there. Will you be listing? You know what I'll do, Brenda? Hold on, let me click on that. What I'll do is what I normally do. I haven't done it lately. Is I'll go on my website and every product that I use, I generally say use in the live on October 5th, and they'll all be there. Now I don't have these on there yet, the pigment powders, but I'm gonna get more. So if these, it might be a pre-order, and then when they come in, I'll just mail it. But definitely. But I do already have these on there. I have the paint inlay on there. So yeah. Okay. This, I will do more to it. I need to make the flowers. I like the way that, flowers should be more than just one color. I think there should be different shades. So I'll probably put something in the middle and maybe draw some leaves, but I'm not going to do that yet. I might even add more paint inlays of the leaves and just put them on the side. We're going to put this to the side for now. I've been talking for 36 minutes. That's a long time. All right, so I'm just going to ignore this down here. We're going to zoom in just a scotch. And then I'm going to show you how to seal these. Hi, son. My son is looking at me. He's coming in. All right, so let's see. Let's get it back down here. All right, so when you're sealing the paint inlay, it's very important that you know that you can reactivate the paint. So let me get me back up here. You have to be careful because if you go to brush your wax on here, you can smear it. If you use a water-based solvent with a brush, you're going to smear it. The old way used to be you mix 50% water, 50% clear coat, spritz it on, let it dry, and then you can brush it. Well, I discovered, and this is what I do all the time because it works fabulously, you don't have to worry about it, is you just take some clear varnish, and you just brush it on. Clear varnish, when I say clear varnish, I mean a solvent-based. I don't mean the water-based version, I mean a solvent-based. So any oil-based wax will be fine. Any varnish that is oil-based works. You just brush it right on. And I have my whole, look, I have this whole thing. These are my go-tos. And I have one hole here, and guess what's missing? Yep. I didn't even check it because I'm so used to it being where it's supposed to be. So I'm just looking around my desk. My desk is a little bit messy. I don't see it. Darn it. Let me just stand up and do it. And while we're doing that, I'm going to play this again for you. So that way you don't miss anything. Okay? I'm going to go solo on that. That's the video on how I put the inlay on in the first place. Here's some. Okay, there we go. I'm back. Okay. So now the clear varnish comes in both matte or gloss. And this is solvent based, so what that means is it stinks. I'm going to use the matte because that was the first one that I found. And let me get a brush. got a little blue on it, but it should be okay. And then you just brush it on. And you'll notice that it does not reactivate the paint inlay. If I were using a water-based varnish or sealer, it would smear it. But since we're using the solvent base, it's like magic. But look how gorgeous that is. So now that is sealed. And we have our little beautiful, let me get back in here. Our own rendition of our own art, because we took the paint inlay and we used water and we just kind of created shadows and made it our own. Yay! Okay, so tell me, what do you think of the paint inlay? Not necessarily just this one, but just in general. They're pretty neat, aren't they? I mean, you could do so much with them. Let me zoom out a little bit again. They come in all different shapes and sizes. Like the first ones they were doing, they were so much bigger. And a lot of people were getting frustrated with them because you have to commit to like a big piece of furniture and you have to line them all up just perfectly. But when you have a design like this or the Melange one or even the Christmas one from last year, they were just bite-sized pieces so people could gain confidence in how to use it, paint inlays. So if you are going to ever use the paint inlays, I highly, highly suggest you get one that is not a big design and get a smaller one that has, they're all 8 pages, but you can get different ones and cut them apart. The Christmas one, the Melange one has so many cute little things like bees and it's just cute. You can make so many different things. And it's a great way to, sorry, this varnish is it's potent. It's killing me. It's a great way to practice. So I always do like, I find a piece of the inlay that maybe I wouldn't normally use or just cut a corner and then I practice it. Because you can put them on with paint, but you can also put it on with clear coat. And that's a whole nother topic. We're not going to get into that yet. I do have other videos on YouTube on how to do that. Because like I said, I've been doing paint inlays forever since they came out. I love them. And I've learned a lot because I've had a lot of failure. But failure, I think, is the best way to learn because you won't forget. You say to yourself, I will not make that mistake again. Let's see. Questions. I love it. It's so colorful. Francesca, I do like the inlay with the darker background for sure. See, I'm the opposite. I like this inlay with a lighter background because for me, do I have it handy? I do. Let me show you. Like some of these, that's pretty, but there's a lot going on there. And I think you lose the vibrance of how beautiful the inlay is. Even the blue here, you can't really see. You can't see how beautiful the green is. It doesn't pop. This is pretty though. It's on natural wood. That's pretty. But that's what makes it so nice is that everybody is so different. Everybody has such a different style that these just work the way you want it to work. There's no right or wrong. Francesca likes it darker. On this design, I like it lighter. Normally, I like darker. But when something's so bright, I just feel like it just pops more. Now, could I add some dark wax and warm it up a bit? Sure. But that's not today. Let's see. I do love them. I'm nervous and I have some small. Yes. Rachel, start with the small one to gain the confidence. All right. So basically, I'm done for today. I hope you learned something about the paint inlay and something about just taking risks, taking chances, and just playing. Like I buy these little boards, and then I can have all kinds of practices. And if I don't like it, I toss it away, or I just flip it to the other side, and I use this side, and I practice. And that's how I practice my flowers. They're so cheap, and but they also make good displays because I can keep them around, and I can say, oh yeah, I can do this technique. Or when people come in the shop, like, oh, I like that. How did you do that? And normally what I do is I write on the back what I use. So I got to remember to write on the back of these. These will be, if you're local, these will be in the store. So you can pick them up, look at them, feel them, and just see. It's so much different in person. Let's see. I think it depends on the undertones. It does play either way. Yep, I agree. it's just really pretty. Very pretty, pretty, pretty. I started with the rose chintz on a picture frames and mats. It really helped. Yes, that's right. Now, rose chintz is a beautiful one, and it's a repeating pattern, so you can just cut a little bit off of the roses. And it's easy to do in a frame because a frame is so small. Okay, so if you have any questions on paint inlays, you can comment on this video. You can email me. You can DM me. If you know anybody who might like this video with all the colors and how to do a paint inlay, make sure you share the video with them or share it to your social media. If you're watching on YouTube, if you feel like it, go ahead and subscribe. And I do want to say that I am now on Made TV. I'll be doing exclusive videos just for them. I'll probably do once a month, but I do have 2 videos on there now. And I'm going to have a coupon code that will save you $20 a year. I think membership for a year is $100, and you have access to amazing makers from hand painting to watercoloring to knitting to just everything, furniture to crafting. It's amazing. And the list keeps growing. Like Dion from the Turquoise Iris is on there. Debbie's DIY, she's going to be on there. If you follow Click to Restore on any social media, she's amazing with furniture. She's on there. There's just a lot of people on there. But it's just madetv.com. And if you sign up and use the code BOOTS, BOOTS, you will save $20 on your membership. I just requested my link, so it might not be ready yet. It might take a couple days if you want to save $20, but put that in the back of your mind. Check it out, madetv.com. I'm also going to be going live on there November 4th, so that will be fun. But all the videos, there's going to be hundreds of videos. They'll be subscription only, but we'll talk about that another time. I'm not here to sell you on it, but it's just a great place where you're going to have all different kind of videos without interruptions, like commercials and that kind of stuff. But what is the website you're talking about? Madetv.com. Made, like I made it. Made TV. Yep, it's new. There's going to be a lot of amazing people coming on board. Oh, you're welcome, Paige. It's just going to be awesome. And if you do a lifetime membership, I don't know how much that costs, but if you say I referred you, then I don't know. Just mention my name, Shannon. I guess you should know Stefanacci. That's my last name. If you guys don't, you probably don't know that, but they might ask. But if you want an annual membership with the coupon code BOOTS, I'll put all this in the comments afterwards. You can save $20 because I think the annual membership is $99, so it'll bring you down to $79. But it's gonna be amazing. It's just not painting. It's just not making. It's all kinds of stuff. Check it out. You can get more information there. All right. I want to say thank you for joining me, and I will see you